Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about secrets of numerology and astrology and how they go together. It's something I call Numerostrology. Particularly, I'm going to be revealing secrets on how the houses, signs, and planets work with the numerology concepts, and why numerology, specifically Chaldean numerology, is a master key that unlocks astrology. Let me explain. By the way, it's a beautiful day. I'm at the beach, and I'm so happy to talk about this because it's something that I've been really diving into with numeroastrology. So there's something I call the fractal of three concept. This is the Holy Trinity. And once you understand the fractal of three, it really opens the doors to understanding everything. So let me explain. In Vedic astrology, the basics you have is a house, a sign, and a planet. So a house is like first house, second house, third house. A sign's like Scorpio, Sagittarius, and so on and so forth. Now in numerology you have and then within that you have the planet, which is a conscious awareness. So let's bring this around. So in numerology you have the year, the month, and the day. You have space, time, and observer. You have the cube. So to put this into analogy, the cube, the space, is the boundaries. It is the core theme. It is the environment. The time, the month, is the flow of energy within that. It's the rhythm. It's the pace. It's the core themes within that space. Then the day vibration is the conscious awareness who is perceiving it. So you have New York City. You have the structure of New York City with the grids and the tall buildings and the different streets and the different blocks. Within that space, there's a flow of time, which is fast-paced, hustle and bustle, the city that never sleeps. And within that, you have a different set of people experiencing it. Some people are introverts, some people are extroverts, some people are hustle and bustle business people, some people are on vacation. So the conscious awareness within that space-time is going to have a different experience and react and adapt differently than the other people. Now, we know this in Chaldean numerology, this is the case. So the year is your space, the core imprint, the boundaries, the theme, the environment. The month is the time, the flow, and together that creates your dharma, which is your path and purpose, the core life theme in this life. The day vibration is the conscious awareness, the attitude, the characteristics, the free will component within that. And now if you look at astrology, you can use this knowledge to crack astrology, to make it very simple, because the simplest is the profoundest. The masters of numerology, masters of astrology, are those who think in simple ways and can look at the simplest but is profoundest of the charts. So within numerology, what do we have here? The houses, the signs, and the planets. The house is the space. That is the boundaries, the core themes. I'm going to explain all this in detail. The sign is the flow of energy within that space. The planet is the conscious awareness within that space. Why is it? It's different than a digit sum, which is a representative personification of the space-time, versus a conscious awareness, which is, let's say, Saturn, Scorpio, 6th house. Saturn is not connected to Scorpio. Well, a little bit through the 8th house themes, but it's a Mars-ruled sign. So Saturn's just experiencing Scorpio from the outside perspective. So let's take an example to make this make sense. Let's take Saturn in the 6th house in Scorpio. 6th house represents the core environment. So this is going to be a part of life, an area of life, which is around service, responsibility, dealing with debts, diseases, and enemies, dealing with your daily mundane routine. This is why Saturn is supposed to be very good in the 6th house, because Saturn excels in these things. But it's Scorpio. So Scorpio is the natural 8th house, but here, because the ascendant, let's say, is Gemini, Scorpio now falls in the 6th house. That means within that environment of service, responsibility, mundane work, debts, enemies, you have a theme, a flow of Scorpio. That's the theme within this city, if you want to use that analogy. What does that mean? That means through your mundane routine, there's going to be a flow of energy around transformation, rags to riches, doing shadow work, finding yourself, finding your power, transforming through routine, through debts, diseases, enemies. That means a person may manifest diseases, may manifest debts, may manifest enemies, inimical forces, to do their shadow work. Means that through their mundane routine and through their service, they're going to find a way to transform. They're going to go through some intense experiences, sudden transformations. And within that sphere, within that cube, you have Saturn. So Saturn is the conscious awareness, the actual person who's experiencing the space-time. And what is Saturn? Saturn is detachment. Saturn's whole thing is about integrating truth, it's integrity, long-term effect, long-term awareness. What are the consequences of my actions? It is about perseverance, putting your head down and doing what you need to do in order to get to the end result. It's about going piece by piece, layer by layer, and mastery, because Saturn is mastery. That's why it manifests as delays and setbacks, because it won't let you go to the next level until you master that level. You have to fill it all the way out with your awareness. There should be no shadow spots. So Saturn in this position is very, very good, because it's going to help you to not just do the shadow work, but master the shadow work. It's going to give you the level of detachment in order to be able to do your mundane tasks while also having to deal with the sudden transformation that goes with it. So you get the idea, but this all is born off the back of the fundamentalness of Chaldean numerology, which I just made a video about this, about why Chaldean numerology supersedes Pythagorean, and why numerology itself supersedes astrology. Check out those videos. I'll try to link them in the description beneath this video. So, in summary, the fractal of 3 applies. Now, why is it, quickly, I'll wrap the video up on this, why is numerology good to learn first? Because once you understand the fundamentalness of the numbers, the core vibrations, the core principles, you just take that and apply it. For example, the number 3 is going to have the same thing as Gemini in the 3rd house. So what is number 3? Communication, expression, achievement, growth, expansion. Childlike energy, wants to experience many different things simultaneously, a little scatter, wants to multitask. What's Gemini? Exactly that, childlike energy. It's all over the place. It wants to explore, it wants to experience. It's all about a sign of communication, which is the 3rd house, communication. So there's a correlation between this. So when I look at Scorpio, just by knowing that Scorpio is the natural 8th house, I can read Scorpio just on that number 8 alone, which is rags to riches, transformation, integrating, going from the low level of consciousness, starting with a 7 left off, to becoming the eagle, from the scorpion to the eagle. This is the number 8. Okay, and this is why Scorpio is about power dynamics. What's 8? The number of power. Like this. The last thing is, let's cut the video here for now. Subscribe for more videos, because they're going to be coming more videos about numeroastrology you're not going to want to miss. This is what people are not talking about. And these are coming from, not from books, these are from my own studies and understandings and applications and using this stuff. So check out the links in the description to watch the previous videos I mentioned. Also my website, where you can get your own hero journey reading, where I use Numerostrology, which is my fusion of Vedic astrology, Vietnamese astrology, Chaldean numerology, Akkadian numerology, rolled into one, where I go deep, deep, deep into your shadow to help you bring light into the subconscious, unconscious programs, to facilitate a massive karmic release and transmutation. I also have readings for perfect timing, where you can find out your current cycles, what you're supposed to be doing right now, what is your path calling for. And just by knowing the information is such a blessing, because it aligns you with time, and so you're not groping in darkness and having life slap you across the face. You are learning what is going on, what to expect, and how to harness and use that energy for the maximum results. I also have other readings as well, including Success Code, where you can find out how you're supposed to operate, and many, many more. Check out the link in the description, aummra.com. That's AAUMMRA.com. As always, wishing the best. Happy manifesting. God bless. Om.